Right, so it's early Friday evening at the Cambridge Folk Festival, and I have the pleasure of chatting to two legends from a legendary folk family, Martin and Eliza. How are you doing?
All right, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing, Martin?
I'm all right, thank you. Never complain. Nobody ever listens.
So you must feel quite at home at the Folk Festival now. You've done it many years. What is it about it that makes you want to come back?
I think it was because it's one of the first festivals I ever played with my family, and it made me want to come back and do my own thing here, and it's always a thrill when I do.
Do you remember seeing them as a youngster on stage?
Yes, I do. Yes, I also remember playing it as a youngster, like being on the main stage when I was 13 and just coming off and falling off stage because I was so, it just took me over completely. I almost fainted off the side of the stage and he caught me at the bottom of the stairs.
There you go, that's what dads are for. And Martin, I understand you played the first festival.
No, I played the second.
The second! Oh, I need to get my facts right. But so give us, how has things changed since then?
Oh, it's about 10 times bigger, more than 10 times bigger, 20 times bigger. The very first festival was 1,000 people at £1 a head. And when Ken Woolard had that break even, he thought, time to do the second festival. And that's what he did. And he just built it very slowly, and then it's burgeoned all of a sudden during the 70s. And in fact, at one point, he decided to cut it back and limit it, and actually reduced it to more or less the size it is now. But the policy was always stayed as open-minded as it could possibly be. It's very, very interesting and very successful, very brave.
And you must have some good memories over the years. Any particular highlights that stick in your mind at the Folk Festival here?
Buddy Guy.
Oh, Buddy Guy. Why didn't I say that before?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we all came as the family to the festival, and Liza was getting bored out of her brains, and I said, Liza,
what was I, like 16, 17 years old? Something like that?
Yeah. And yeah, how much younger than you is Matthew?
He took 2 years younger than me.
So he'd be 14.
Yeah, 14.
Was he still small?
Yeah, he was gangly by that point.
Yeah.
He's a big
But
lad now.
He's now 6'2".
He's one of these lads that went from there to there to now he's like out there, tough mudder, you know.
But that year, Buddy Guy was on, and I was so excited because he
sticks in your mind, does it?
He's my favourite guitar player.
Oh, it wasn't just the performance, it wasn't just the sort of virtuosity, but it was what he did to Matthew that was.
It's the fun. I mean, the great.
We were watching in the pit at the front. We were down the front, and he was playing the guitar with everything. You know, he was playing it with the mic stand. He had the cable, and he was smacking it like that, and he had his teeth out, all that. He didn't set it on fire, but
then he came to the side of the stage. He spotted Matthew.
We were at the front. He came to the front of the stage. Yeah,
and he spotted Matthew, and he came to the front, and he said, "Hey, kid!"
Just what you hope for, you know, when you're a kid, and like the guys up there, and then, "Hey, kid, I need you," you know.
And Matthew went and said, "Come here." And Matthew looked at me and said, "What am I going to do?" I said, "Go on." And he got up and he got Matthew's finger and he played this absolutely blistering guitar solo with
his finger.
With his finger.
Right.
Do, do, do.
Like Matthew's like this, and Buddy Guy's playing. He's like.
when he'd finished, everybody, because everybody wanted.
Everybody was trying to touch him.
Touch it. Let me show me your finger. Show me your finger. I wanted to touch his finger. But the thing about that, right at the beginning, was that Liza was really fed up and she wanted to go home, wanted to get back to the hotel.
Despite that memory.
Had enough of this. And I said, Liza, will you do me a favour? I said, please, this is my favourite guitarist in the whole world. Just stay for 10 minutes. If you hate it, we'll leave. We'll leave. And we stood there, and the band came on first, and they played for about 15 minutes, did they? Something like that. And it was all right. And then Buddy Guy came on, and he started to play, and I just stood there, please, 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 please. And I snuck a look to one side, and there was this person with a smile going from there to there. And
it was better. It was better from that point.
That is truly my Eliza. And it was all right from then on.
Yeah.
And he played for 50 minutes, absolutely non-stop, didn't he?
Yeah, it was amazing.
And then he started to clown around.
Yeah.
50 minutes of solid music, and then the clowning started. He was wonderful.
He was having some fun.
Had a huge
Yeah.
amount of fun. He just brought
You can't
the place
fake
down.
that. That
No.
was proper fun.
He's wonderful. Buddy Guy, the best ever. Nobody ever, when they talk about the greatest rock and roll or blues guitarist ever, he's about 7th or 8th down in the mix, and they're crackers because he's number one. He's crazy. He's crazy with it. Wonderful.
Yeah, and also I heard you had a special performance at the Albert Hall earlier this year for your Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we did. We did a song from her uncle Mike, my brother-in-law Mike Waterson, just as a tribute to him, to his particular genius. And I don't use the word genius lightly. He was utterly wonderful.
What he's not saying is that he got a standing ovation. He got a standing ovation from a full Albert Hall.
And Jarvis Cocker as well, was he there giving it?
He gave the loveliest speech about Dad.
Yeah, he certainly did.
Yeah.
And just finally, you said, "Be upstanding."
Be upstanding, and the whole Albert Hall just went like that.
Yeah.
Not a single seat left filled.
Yeah.
Sends shivers down your spine, that
It's
image
lovely.
of it.
I had an absolutely lovely time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was performing in such an iconic place?
I mean, I've played the Albert Hall a few times, and it was always a nightmare.
Right.
Oh, it always was. It's such a barn of a place, and you could never get the sound right. But they've actually cracked it. They've got the sound systems just are so good these days, and they've I don't know, put baffles up or something, and the whole place became like your sitting room, 5,000 seater, you know, and it was your sitting room. It was wonderful.
It was gorgeous, yeah.
Absolutely
Lovely.
fabulous. Wonderful.
And obviously you guys have collaborated a lot over the years, being so close. But what made you sort of come together more as a sort of formal duo? Why was now
Make
the
an
time?
album, they said. Okay, we said.
Yeah, there you go.
that was the sort of
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing. I mean, it's that.
But it's
almost
also
that
out of
casual.
necessity. I mean, Mum's not working so much at the moment, you know. So we like family music.
Yeah.
That's what
Do you
our
enjoy being
family
on
is
the road
about.
as a sort of family? Is that what?
Yeah.
Or do you have the typical arguments
easy.
that you expect? Or?
We did when I was 17. Not so much anymore. One memorable fight in a Los Angeles motel room where I kicked the bathroom door in.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what we're
that
there
was
for.
that was when we did. That was when we decided we needed an extra member.
Yes, he wasn't with us then, was he?
No, that was
So
when we
no more of
decided we
those-
needed a fourth member, just to take the heat off a bit.
So no more of those antics now, though. Happy families.
No more antics.
Super. And you're playing stage 1 tomorrow.
Yeah.
You looking forward to that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And we're looking forward to having you. Thank you very much, Eliza and Martin Carthy. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bring Buddy Guy back. Again.